Hey everybody, thanks for joining. We're talking about Neo cases. You bought yourself the Neo, and it's just the Neo. You just decided just to give it a try because maybe you get into quads for the first time. You never know. Perfectly good little quad on its own. This, I do like the fact that you can just press a button and it will do all the various modes and stuff. Of course, you need a way to carry it round. A cheap way. After all, you don't need anything expensive. This was an old, I think it was a Mini 2 or a Mini 4 bag that I had from a while back, and it just goes in there. It fits. Look, loads of room. In fact, if you're going out, flying, you could always maybe put a couple of cans in there if it's a warm day, or a flask if it's a cold day. Plus, of course, it's got all the various pockets and stuff for your spare bits and pieces, and you can put your batteries in there as well for it. But then what happens if you buy the RCN3 controller or the RC2 controller? Well, that can go in there as well, look. Plenty of room, you don't need anything fantastic or flashy. Still got room for a couple of cans or a small flask, and of course your batteries and so on. Of course, I went out and I brought the goggles, the N3 goggles, these ones here. I've not had much chance to fly with them yet because the weather's been really cold in Britain over the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's finally clearing now, so hopefully I'll get some more time flying with these babies. So of course you're going to need a case. So I buy on AliExpress. I find everything on AliExpress, it's a lot cheaper. This was the case I picked up from AliExpress. And as you can see, the quad fits in there like that, and the controller fits in there like that. You've got space for your batteries there, and then your goggles go in there. Now the problem with the goggles is there's always these bits that are stuck up everywhere. Little zip pocket here, you can put bits in there if you want to. Nice little case. I think it was about 20 quid or something I paid for that. But then I realised something. I've got a problem. Alright, I want the Neo to be complete. And when I say complete, I mean I want to be able to carry all this and the controller as well. That way it's the full kit. So I went back on AliExpress and took a look, and I've come across this one. Now this one's a bit bigger, obviously, and as you can see here, fold down lid, so I've just covered my face cam up for a second. Plenty of storage space in there. There's a small problem though. Whilst there is room for the goggles, like this, you put them in there, like so. It is a bit of a squeeze, and it's not cut perfectly. You've got this cable that seems to sort of get in the way a bit. Motion controller, I think, sits in there like that, and then you can put your RC2 controller there. Now, I know what you're asking, what about if you've got the, that's your RCN3, if you've got the RC2, you can just take this out and make room for the RC2 controller. And that goes in there, and then the quad can just sit in there like that. Now, the problem is, it's a bit of a tight fit for the Neo. If you go that way or that way. And, because the case is quite deep, I've had to put this piece in, because otherwise it is, let me just measure this, it's that deep there, so when you put the Neo in, it's just going to sink down inside and all the way to the bottom like that. I'll just show you that at a bit of an angle so you can see. You might not be able to see that way, but you can see it's kind of sunk in all the way, and then you've got to sort of pull it out. So I just have this spare piece of foam, and I put that in there, then at least it just sits nicely on top. It's got this strap as well, rather strange strap arrangement. Let me just open this up. These straps here have this sort of design, and they slot in like that, and then when you close the case, they're trapped in, they can't go anywhere. I don't really sort of use these carry straps much, to be honest with you. I've got a whole collection of them in a bag somewhere, because I just never really use them. I just prefer to use the carry handle. This was a little bit more expensive. This was about 27, but again, if you are canny on AliExpress, you can get them quite cheap. Now the only room it doesn't have is room for the charger block. It does have room for 2 batteries that go in there, like so, and of course you're going to have one in the quad, that's 3. But if you've got any more than 3 batteries, or you've got 2 spaces there, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, room for 5 batteries. But of course you can always put some more under there. There's enough room for some additional bits and pieces. The other thing is missing, of course, is somewhere for cables. There's nowhere in the lid here for, like the netting one, like we found on the other case here, like this. So you got, like I said, you got room there with the zip. And that's not on that other one. So it's a bit of a trade-off. This holds everything apart from the remote. This holds the remote, but not the battery caddy thing. Maybe I could put that under the quad. Maybe I could just stick that in there like that. That would do, I suppose, at a pinch. But yeah, that's it. I've got a logo coming for here. That's going to be on the next video when I get it sorted out. It does come with this sticker. It's a very basic sort of quad sticker which goes in there. But I've been in touch with some people on eBay, a company, I think it's called Graphic Design or something. I will put a video up once I get the decal. I'll show you that once it's sorted. But that's it. Nice quick video as always on the different types of cases and what I brought myself personally.